Okay, so here I'm going to be going over the making of my cupspoon pencil. So this project was a hard one. It took me quite a while to do, and here we are looking at the 3D viewport in Blender of my project. So here you can see the spoon, here's the cup, and here's the pencil. Okay, so I guess we'll go scene by scene. So this is the only scene where all three props are shown, and in this scene you can see that it starts to disappear. Now how I did this was interesting. So let me just go over here to selecting the cup. Here's how you can see. So what I did was I created a particle system, and this particle system, I chose the number of faces that this cup has, which happens to be around, what was it? 36,000. So 36,000 faces, and then I made 36,000 particles, and then what I did was I paired that with this explode modifier right here. And the explode modifier parents each particle to a face, so that way when it explodes, the particles, the faces follow the particles. And that's not all. If I also have a bunch of wind. So as you can see here, this is a bunch of my wind effects. So this here pushes the particles so that way they drift off like this. I also have let's see here. Wind. Wait, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, right here. Yeah, I have a vortex. That's what gives it its interesting spinning pattern. Because if I just used wind, the particles would just fly straight, and it would not look interesting. So same thing happened for the spoon and the pencil. Yeah, so that's my one scene. So I guess we can go to the pencil. So the pencil was an interesting task because I wanted to make it look very realistic, to make it look convincing. So if we pop into the wireframe here, you can see it's a simple pencil. It wasn't very hard to do. Hide. As you can see here, I used a different object for the lead, just like it is in real life. The materials, which are what I used to shade it, that was a little complicated. Go into my node editor to look at. So it was a mixture of a glossy shader, and here I have just diffuse. So glossy is like anything shiny, like a car paint or whatever, and then you can select the roughness. So the more rough it is, the more it looks like, I don't know, frosted glass. The less rough looks like it would look more clear, like a mirror. And the diffuse is like clay or a plaster, and then I'm mixing them together, and I mainly have more it's mainly diffuse and just a little glossy, just so that way I can get those highlights. Then here I added a texture, a grunge map as they call it, to make it all bumpy or whatever. And so that's the lead. So now for the pencil. The pencil was challenging, to say the least. So what did I do for the pencil? Here, let me pull up another window. Alright. Okay. So for the pencil, I used many different texture maps. this was to get the desired result. So let's see here. So here I have the normal pencil diffuse map. So this is determines the color. You can tell here's the wood, and here's the yellow for the paint. It's a little dirty, a little ugly. This is the inside of the pencil. Doesn't really matter here. Did this in just Photoshop, and yeah, so that's the diffuse. Then here I have a what I call a specular map. So this helped me determine, it helps the materials determine what is shiny and what is not. So I don't want the wood to be shiny, like I don't want it to be shiny at all, but I want the pencil's paint to have some reflectivity to it. So as you can see, this is white to determine that it is shiny. Let's see, I have, same thing. Yeah, so those were the two masks that I used. And then it's just playing around with materials, to get the desired result. And then that's how it is. So I can do a small preview render just so you can see. Here we go. So it's pink because my lights right now are not registering, but as you can see here, you can see how the pencil itself is shiny here, but it's not shiny there. So this is just a way to look at the different what do you call it? The way to preview your work before you fully render it. Okay, so that's the pencil. Now I'm going to go to here's the spoon. As you can, so if I tab into edit mode, you can see it's fairly simple. It took me, I don't know, a matter of 5 minutes to really do. Not very complex. Here's the cup, same thing. You might be wondering what these planes are. So these planes are actually lights, sort of like in real life. The planes, they have what is called an emission material. So the emission material obviously illuminates, and that's what lights. So these photons will come onto my image. The spoon material was actually pretty easy to do. Here I had a scratches material. No, this was first a splattered color, so get to those little pock marks, little watermarks. Then I have a glossy, as you saw. I have this is a different shader. It's called an antistrophic. So antistrophic shaders are like brushed metal. So I mixed the glossy with the antistrophic to get a so I get an interesting what do you call it? I get an interesting reflection. It's not like a mirror. It's a little bit more brushed because a lot of cutlery have little scratches in them, so it kind of makes that sort of brush metal type feel to it. And just a matter of playing around with that. Here's my scratches texture. That's what I also have here. The cup was the glass. The cup, it was just a glass shader, and then I mixed it with a little transparent to make it a little more transparent because it wasn't acting the way I liked. Glossy, make it a little more shiny. Then here, in this specific node right here, I have a diffuse, which seems a little odd because it's glass. But then here I connected a dirt texture to it, or and then the dirt texture here influences what is diffuse and what is glossy, glass, to make it so that you can have dirt on the cup. That's how you get the dirty cup look. And I don't know what this is here. let's see here. Let's go to any of the other scenes. Here was me trying to do a melting cup. Didn't quite, or it was a melting spoon. Didn't. I don't know why it's not playing the beginning of the spoon, but here you can see the spoon melting. Yeah, it's not very interesting. Pencil. Here's the other pencil. So this is the pencil shattering. So what I did was I fractured the pencil lead, and then after I fractured it, I had it. I keyframed every single little piece here to move. It has its own keyframe, and it moves like slow motion because I thought it was quicker than actually trying to do another way. Where is my cut? Okay, that's the same thing. Here, no. I guess that's. Oh wait. Oh, okay. Here. Never mind. So here, I have another melting cup. So this is a melting cup, and instead of actually melting it, it was much quicker for me to actually just use what is called blend shapes. So blend shapes are so what you do is you have a shape that you apply. So this shape, and what I do is I'll choose from this frame to this frame. I'll have a value of the blend shape like this, and it will interpolate from this shape to, for instance, this shape. And then so it's much quicker to do than doing a fluid simulation, as I showed you before. And it was slightly convincing. I mean, looking back on it, I guess it's not very, but it was much quicker as well. Alright, so that's all the modeling and everything. So I guess now I'll go into the compositing. Compositing was, it wasn't too complicated. Was it? No. Yeah, no. It wasn't. So, let's see here. I'll go into another scene. Yeah. So I have my main image that will come out. Then here, what I have is ambient occlusion, and I'll just, which is the little shadows and whatnot. And what I do is I multiply that, so I make it stronger, ambient occlusion, more shadows. Then I overlay that. Then I have a glare node, so I have a little glare, you know, just like dirt on the glass. This is nothing. Then I have a lens distortion, because most real life cameras have lens distortion. And then here I have dispersion. So it's like chromatic aberration. And so this was just all over chromatic aberration. Here was dispersion around the edges. Here just adjusting the hue saturation values. Here just a little color balance. RGB curves. Then here I created a vignette. And then that's how I get my final image. So that's everything. Yeah. So thanks for watching. Bye.